Personally, I don't think any guy should cross 30, 32. By 32, it's already late. You shouldn't. There are abundant of good women everywhere. Abundant of good Christian women everywhere. When I met my wife, there was no emotional spark. I was not excited. I liked her as a person. Watch out for people that say, I love you, I don't know why. I knew why I liked my wife, and those reasons are still here today, and I still like her today. That is important. Because the guy that tells you, I love you, I don't know why, the day he's going to change his mind and say, I hate you, he will say it for the same reason. I don't know why. I just don't know why. I'm just tired. That is the sick. Now listen, have you noticed that in the days of our fathers, they didn't marry based on emotion? Hope you know that. Oh, they didn't. Those days they married for basic things. For instance, they checked character. In fact, they didn't only check character, they would go and investigate your family. Am I correct? It was purely on tangible things. You will not hear somebody in those days saying, I saw the girl, I began to shake, I began to shake. You will never hear that nonsense. That old men, I want to say young men, that old men are telling me today. You will never hear such. They married on clear value. Then they bond for their house. Are they anybody mad there? They get sense. Once they check basic, real qualities, some of those girls, you don't even have to meet them before time. They arrange the marriage. They just tell you, marry her, you'll be fine. They make sure, can she cook? Is her mother well behaved? Is her mother in her father's house? Can she cook? Once they get values sorted, forget a butterfly. And funny enough, those marriages are doing far better than all this butterfly marriage of our generation. Because we are making common mistakes that scripture says not to do. Charm. When I saw the girl, I couldn't breathe. I just confused. I'm excited. Excitement does not last. Look for a hardworking girl. Her head is on the ground. She's doing something with her life. She loves the Lord. She serves the Lord. She's hardworking. She's homely. She's doing what she can do. Marry this girl. There are many of them, good girls everywhere. And I'll see old men roaming around. It's tiring. And listen, guys, if you're a guy here 35 and above, the challenge is this, and you have not met a lady yet. Challenge is that meeting the girl and marrying the girl will still take approximately 1 year. Assuming you meet the girl today. To still take 1 year. Because you will still be friends, you will still date, you will still meet father, meet mother, meet pastor, do church counseling. Roughly 1 year. By the time you do that, then if she gets pregnant on wedding day, it will take at least 9 months before your first child comes. If she doesn't get pregnant on wedding day, you go begin work. This means, for instance, if a guy here 38, 39, and in 2 years your firstborn will come. This means, sir, that when your first child is 1 year old, you'll be about 42 or 43. Who will go for his inter-house sports? I know you're not thinking far now, but I'm your pastor. I will help you think far. You know you won't go for the inter-house sports. Okay, but you can go with wheelchair or walking stick. Because you're not thinking far now. You're walking about posing, looking for butterfly. Looking for charm. Meanwhile, there are good girls everywhere around you, but you cannot see. You're waiting for this dream girl that you watch in movie. That doesn't exist. That doesn't exist. Many of these guys have not faced the reality. I have them in this church. I have 40-year-olds, single men roaming around in this church. Some of them have become serial daters. Champion daters. They date all the new girls in church. They are daters. They never marry, just date. If you are approaching 40, not married, not in relationship, your first child, you're going to be older than him with about 40-something years. That's your first child. We never talk about your last born. We never talk about your last born. The implication is this also. You will be paying school fees when you might have stopped working. The worst thing you can do to yourself as a man is to be paying heavy bills when you are not earning heavy money. Some of you here, you have parents that are retired now. You know what's up. The money you make at that age or at that level is just for you to barely survive. You can't be bearing bills like rent or school fees. And who knows how much school fees will be by that time. Because when we were young, primary school was free. Today, there are some schools that are 500k primary school per term, not per lifetime. So their old brother, you might be looking for butterfly and be roaming around because you and your friends, nobody's telling you the truth. I'm your pastor, I'll tell you the truth, man. You are running out of time. You can't afford the messing up the time you are doing. You can't afford it. Chairman Beard Gang. Chairman Syria Daters Association. Chairman Single Fellowship Nationwide. For something. It's time to